changed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I think I'm exactly the same.
My hair is different.
Oh jeez. Yes, this picture haunted my nightmares. Everybody else looks so funny.
Oh no, that's not a good look.
I think I have that picture printed out.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
That shouldn't exist in the physical world.
Oh, Phil!
We all
That's a
took a
cute
picture
picture.
there.
I do want a tattoo of Phil. Now that you
Really?
mentioned that. Yeah.
Remember we wrote the like rules and stuff?
Oh yeah, and one of them was use soap, I think.
You so.
Oh my god.
Jonah and Annie were like,
It's so weird thinking about the fact that it was Philosophers Camp.
Yeah.
Because like I thought that it was like legitimately you had to know about philosophy beforehand, and I was like, oh no. Because like all I ended up with was the nickname at the end of the week, Hannah Ralph Waldo Emerson Lasher, and I was like, I don't even like Emerson that much. Transcendentalism.
Yeah.
I was so shy.
that's where it started though. Where we started, we're just like, all right, let's dive in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
I enjoyed that.
It's been a long time since I've looked at freshman Trish. And,
Yeah,
yikes.
me too. Freshman song too.
The Hamilton College class of 2019 was the first to experience mandatory orientation trips. As this class, my own graduating class, prepares to leave the Hill for good, it's worth looking back at our very first experiences in college. According to the Director of Orientation and First Year Programs, Tessa Cefalo, 2015 was the first time in at least 20 years that Hamilton's entire first-year class arrived on campus and moved into their residence halls on the same day. The choice to create trips for all and to require them was largely a result of steadily growing participation in trips, student feedback, and disparity in experience between those who went on a trip and those who did not. I sat down to talk with some seniors, including members of my own orientation trip, about their experiences.
So anything else that has stuck with you most? Is it mostly memories or?
Yeah, mostly memories, but also like a sense of accomplishment in that I was inspired to be an orientation trip leader by our orientation leaders.
I guess like whenever I think of the orientation trip, like it just gives me a like vibe family. Like like I just landed here and then like I went on this trip with people and they are the first people I knew in this country, and then like just like being loved. Like
I knew pretty quickly from getting back on campus, like, okay, these people were really nice to get to know, but I need to find like a group of core friends that I'm gonna have. And part of what made orientation trip nice is that it was a good way of forcing me to develop the skills of making friends in a way.
Really made me want to focus on more positive aspects of my day-to-day life, and that kind of perspective that I gleaned just from being around positive people that I think most of the other people on my trip really were, really like has positively and like permanently impacted my time at Hamilton.
I thought it was school, but instead it felt like I was going away to camp again. And so I guess in a way it didn't feel, I don't know, it didn't really feel like real.
For me, one of the most memorable things was we got caught in a storm. We ended up having to crash land on these like really like wild rocks. It's just an incredible bonding moment for us too, because we were all kind of in danger, but had to be completely focused in order to, be safe.
Tessa Cefalo explains that the college found that students who went on a trip started their first year at Hamilton with stronger social connections to both fellow new students and their leaders, had upper-class student leaders as a resource throughout their first year and often beyond, and generally felt more settled and connected at the beginning of their time at Hamilton. Posted on the college website is an official list of goals of the Exploration Adventure, Adirondack Adventure, and Outreach Adventure programs.
To have a positive transition into college with good friends and helpful, experienced leaders.
Yeah.
100%.
In theory, it's a good idea.
To learn about Hamilton College, your peers, yourself, and how this all fits together.
I don't think I really learned anything about Hamilton.
I feel like we learned about ourselves, sure, and each
Yeah.
other. But Hamilton was just like, I feel like we weren't a part of Hamilton, we were a part of just like this little group.
Right. Like
To find out how you work in a group of college students.
to deal with people who might be different from you, kind of like college,
Why is this Canadian?
And definitely dealt with people that might be different from me, although I wouldn't really describe it as dealing with, more like I, for the first time was not surrounded by like IB debate nerds, which was what my high school experience was like, and it was amazing to be away from that.
You learn some wilderness skills and appreciate the great outdoors.
I guess I learned that. I'm not sure how applicable they were to my college experience afterwards, but that might just be me.
I think I learned any wilderness skills or gained any greater appreciation for the great outdoors because at that time in my life I was like obsessed with the fact that I couldn't shower, and that kind of took away from like my appreciation of nature because I was like, nature destroys my hygiene.
Or to become oriented to the larger urban community surrounding Hamilton and make a contribution through service activities
and or to explore a theme or subject area with your student leaders and a faculty member or administrator. The content of the trip itself was fun. I did like the letterpress printing.
And to provide opportunities for information sharing and discussion regarding the college, including ways to get involved in services, outdoor adventures, or leadership during your Hamilton years.
I personally didn't join any of these things after or was encouraged to, but yeah.
Do you think, because our group really did, I think, get a lot of those goals out of the trip. Are we exceptional in that way, or?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I think we are. I think other groups met those goals, but in my time leading and talking to other groups, talking to my groups and then talking to other seniors or juniors, people who have already been on their own participant trips, there's a lot of mixed reviews. I don't know.
So my relationships with a lot of the people on that trip ended in a very spectacular fashion.
Transitioning was always going to be hard for me, regardless of having the orientation trip or not. And I remember I ended up wanting to transfer and transferring. And
because of that, it ended up coloring the next 2 years of my college experience. Just because when we first met, I felt like we were going to be good friends and this would be the group of people that would last. We were going to be a group of friends that would last for a while, and that didn't end up happening.
And, our entire orientation trip got together and threw me a goodbye dinner, and that was really, really cool. Then even though I was getting ready to leave, they helped me in that, even though I wasn't necessarily going to be staying. And I ended up staying, but it felt good to be surrounded by people who cared about me enough to do that.
I don't remember exactly when, but there was one night when we all sat down around the fire.
On the last night, we had this bonfire.
And then we talked about our fears and our insecurities, and everyone was crying.
Where everybody talked about the transition to college and what they missed from high school.
I think that was when I really bonded with everyone because, and I just remember flying from Nepal and then just landing here, and the next day I'm in Sydney with a bunch of people that I don't know, and it's going on this trip, and then that's a very extrovert thing for me to do.
I found myself not really knowing what to say and not really knowing what to feel.
But then that night was we had the same fears of being away from home, same fears of starting a new chapter in our life. I could connect to everyone, so I think that's a memory that's always very close to me, and always I remember that when I think about orientation trip.
Hearing other people talk about the stuff that they had gone through that was difficult and the stuff that they would be missing, the sense of freedom that seeing people really being able to let go at least temporarily and just be happy was like is a lasting lesson. I think that my formative days at Hamilton like really like forced me to look at, and I'm happy for that.